Looking to buy a Kirby dirt meter? Make sure you get the right one. Let's dive straight into it. Don't forget everything you use in the video today. There are links in the description below for the best place to get those Kirby products. Make sure you check those out at the end of this video. Hi Kirby fans, welcome back to the channel. So in today's video we're going to be looking at Kirby dirt meters. Have you got one? Have you bought one? Make sure you comment down below, and have you bought the correct one? Now if you wasn't aware, there are a couple of versions of the Kirby dirt meter and there's a couple of issues with them. If you've first seen a Kirby demonstration in the 70s up until the early 90s, this would have been the dirt meter that Kirby used right up until the Legend 2. So today we're going to be looking at the one for the G series, and if you can spot the difference, let me know before I tell you what it is. But I'm assuming you can't, because if we hold this one up and this one up, what's the difference? So jump into today's video and I'll show you the issue I have with dirt meters and why you need to buy the correct dirt meter. Otherwise you're going to have issues with dust and grime leaking. So let's jump in and have a look. Well, so you may have noticed we've got the early dirt meter fitted here to the Classic 3 and we've got the later dirt meter fitted to the G5. Now I have been drawing out the sand with these, and what I do, as you know, I vacuum out the bags, get the sand out into the dirt meter, and then obviously filter it and you reuse the sand. My favourite dirt meter to use alone is this one, and I'll show you a reason why before I dive in and show you the differences between them. Now first up, with this one, once you've vacuumed it, when you twist this off, you've got a nice rubber seal here, and if we tap it, turn it upside down, tap it, lift that out, and you can see there's no residue left in there, so there's no sand, no nothing left in this port. Now when Kirby redesigned the dirt meter, they changed it obviously because of the design of the G3 and the way the port, instead of going back, it came up. But that causes a few issues. So let's jump over to this one and see what happens when we do the same with this dirt meter. Now I've just already emptied this off, pulled all that out, there's nothing in there whatsoever, as you can see. A little bit of fluff. But other than that, it's a reasonably clean pad. So as we lift this off, okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to tip it over, and if you look, because the dirt meter changed, see all that sand there? It traps in this section here. Okay, so what you get is a lot of sand that traps in there. So what you have to do is keep that upside down before you empty your dirt meter, shake it down like so, then flip it over, and then as we flip that over, you'll see that you've got maybe a gram, maybe 2 grams of sand trapped in that part of the dirt meter. Now that's one issue I have, and that this is just a standard dirt meter. The other issue I have, and I did have a comment on it a couple of years back, that I was using a couple of pads in the dirt meter, and there was a reason why for that. So now we'll dive in and show you which dirt meter you need to get. So here we've got 3 dirt meters. Can you spot the difference? I'm assuming you can't at the moment. So what we'll do is we'll flip them over and then see if you can spot the difference. 1, 2, 3. So you should be able to notice that difference straight away. On the base, what Kirby did, originally they had an aluminium base, which is really stable, really sturdy, doesn't flex. But then on the newer dirt meters, you've got this plastic base. Last year I had a comment when I did a dirt meter test that I'd used 3 dirt meter pads and I didn't know how to use a dirt meter. When I worked for Kirby, we used to put at least 3 in because it acts as the distance of the bag. But with this dirt meter alone, if you only put 1 dirt meter pad in, because that's plastic, what happens is it flexes and all the dust and grime leaks out of here. That's the issue I've had. With the metal one, there's no flex in this aluminium. You've got a nice rubber seal. So we'll just open them and I'll show you. So you've got a nice rubber seal, but a plastic base. So there is flex in that, it does twist. Yes, it's going to twist a little bit on the hinge, but because it's plastic, there's a lot more give in it. With the metal one, there's no real give in that. That clasper's got that really well. As we open it, you've got that nice rubber seal, but there's no give in that. Once that clasper's got it, there's a little bit of give, but not as much as what you've got in this one here, because you're clasping plastic as opposed to metal, so it's not going to pull up as tight. And you can just see there's a massive flex in there. compared to that. There's not much flex, and that rubber seal's not opening because that's clamping up really tight compared to there. So I'll zoom in and show you how much that's compressed compared to this. Right, so what we've got is a bladed screwdriver, and if you put the bladed screwdriver on this one, you can see that it more or less covers that rubber seal because that rubber seal's compressed really tight. On the plastic one, if we drop that there, you can still see half of that seal. So that's not clamping up as tight, see, as tight as we'd like this one to. This one's clamped up as tight as it'll go. You know, it's metal, it's not going to move. The plastic ones don't clamp up as well. So if you've got a plastic one, you need to use at least maybe 3 or sometimes 4 dirt meter pads to stop that leakage compared to the metal ones. Right, now don't forget, if you're using the video today, there are links in the description below for the best place to get those Kirby products. Make sure you check those out at the end of this video. Right, so overall, out of all the dirt meters, I thought this one was the best one. Obviously you can't use this on a G series, but the way it works, the way the sand doesn't get trapped in there, or dirt or grime, is fantastic. It all goes straight in the dirt meter and nothing leaks because you've got a nice tight seal and tight clamp there because it's all aluminium, really well made. Now, if you're looking at getting a G Series one, my advice would be don't go for one with the plastic base because of that flex. It doesn't clamp up tight enough unless you're going to use 3 to 4 pads to make it a little bit tighter. You can use 2 or 3 pads in the metal ones. It does clamp up really tight, as you've seen when I showed you that demonstration with the screwdriver blade. But this works really well. I have no issues with this. If you get a feather, and I have done this, I haven't got a feather now. But if you get a feather, you can hold it by the side of the dirt meter. When you do this one, nothing blows. It's a bit like the Everest advert that used to be on TV back in the UK. It doesn't blow, there's no air leakage there. But when you hold it by the side of this one, there's a lot of air leakage, and I always find there's always sand or grime leaking around that edge over the pad. So that's why I end up putting 4 pads in there, just to sort of stop it. It doesn't stop it completely 100%, but it reduces it. So my advice, if you're going to get a dirt meter, get one with the metal base, as it works 10 times better, and it's going to stop you having dirt and grime leaking, especially for people that like to use these on the mattress. You're going to have all that fine dust particles leaking out of the side, and if you've got health issues like I have, then you're going to have that issue of you breathing in all that dust and grime that you don't really want to be breathing in, and that's the whole reason you bought a Kirby. Right, so if you enjoyed the video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up as it helps with the YouTube algorithm, and comment down below if you've got a dirt meter, which one you bought, and if you've had those issues with yours. Now, if you want to check out the video where I did a comparison between the dirt meter and a bag, check out this video. And if you want to know how to service your Kirby zip brush, check out this video. So thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.